Hello, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Wasting Time. I am one of your smooth talking hosts, Joe. With me, as always, is my two awesome friends, John.
What
Say
up?
hello.
Hello.
Hello. And Travis.
My people.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
What's going
Good.
on?
Missed you as always.
Yeah.
Always.
As always. How's your guys' week?
This is a quick one.
Yeah,
Real quick one.
twasn't bad.
I'm halfway through mine, but quick start to the week. Hopefully it'll be a quick finish. I'm excited. Get Memorial Day or Labor Day off. Sorry for getting that wrong, but yeah, Labor Day off, and actually going to have 2 days off in a row. That's going to be great.
What do you
So
think
excited.
is Labor Day?
It's a day it's supposed to be a day to not do labor, but
Yeah,
only
we see how
only
that
part of
works.
the only a handful of companies actually recognize that anymore. I think that's what it is anyway. I've never actually searched it. It could be a day to remember all the women who went into labor.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, yeah, nice.
I guess if you want to choose to remember the women who have gone through labor on Labor Day, then hey, do that.
There's something about not wearing white. Is it before or after Labor Day? I think after.
Yeah, I never understood that, to be honest. Yeah, it's after. You're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day. But when is it not after Labor Day?
Right. Like what is considered to the new
Yeah.
year?
Like I need an extent, like give me a time frame.
Yeah.
Right.
A week after, a month after, a day after, like it's the only time it's not after Labor Day is when it's the day before Labor Day. And even then it's still after the previous Labor Day. So
Right.
semantics, damn it, semantics.
Just never wear white again. Go into your closet and burn on everything you own that's white.
Yes, exactly. So we got a new list of topics to talk about. Which one do you guys want to bring up first?
Ooh.
How about just close your eyes and point at the page.
That sounds dangerous.
Mind your finger.
I pointed at my penis.
Let's talk about that.
I'm talking about penis. Wait a minute.
Again. That was the last episode. Last time we got together, there was a lot of penis talk. So let's keep that trend going.
Part 2.
We're comfortable with our bodies. We ain't gay.
That's good times. Just made me think of that text message in the
Oh
group.
God.
Yeah.
Where's this going?
Wait a minute. Oh, what's happening?
Yes, we were sexting in our sleep, and have you ever done that? Woke up sexting?
No.
No.
Is that a real thing?
I mean, I don't know. That could be an isolated incident. I don't know.
Are you speaking from?
It's kind of like one of those.
I'm
Like,
asking for a friend.
yeah. Man, hopefully other people do it, or else I'm a fucking weirdo.
I swear, I went to bed. I was fine. I woke up, had my phone in my hand, and it was getting hot.
Oh.
Not even sure who I was sexting, but
Somebody's phone got pregnant.
Wait a minute, memories are coming back to me.
It's possible my phone has a virus. I need to check.
Oh, good Lord.
All right. Travis, let's go off your list first. You had a couple questions written down, didn't you?
Yeah. Okay, so to go off the topic we were talking about with the SpaceX program, when it comes down to it and it's affordable, would you actually live on Mars?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't even have to think about that. I would
No.
100% do that.
I mean, but to be the first people out there, they haven't tested really any of the stuff. You don't know if one day you wake up and the dome just breaks and all of oxygen is sucked out.
Here's the thing: progress takes lives sometimes. So
Test subjects. I would be a guinea pig. Yes.
yeah, I would do it. Yeah, 100%. Because yeah, that's a big risk, but how awesome of a way to die would that be? You know, like it's not like, oh, I got in a car wreck on the way to work. No, I got sucked out into fucking space in the goddamn Mars dome. Like, yeah, like people are gonna remember that tale.
Schwarzenegger style.
Exactly.
Oh!
Exactly.
Eyes bugging out of your head.
I 100% hope that's exactly how I go out.
Oh, that's gold.
Like, I will be completely okay with that. I would 100% do that. That would just be too damn cool to me. What about you, Travis? Would you?
Yeah, 100%. Because I'm like you said, if we die, I mean, at least we'll get a statue and a plaque made with our names on it.
Yeah, yeah. Like
These brave suckers.
I'm tired of Earth. I know I've not the big picture. I've only been here for like a split second, but I want to go to another planet like so bad. It would be so awesome to live out there in the unknown.
Mm-hmm. You
Yeah,
guys
like,
seen the movie The Martian with Matt Damon?
Oh yeah. Great movie.
Great movie. I read the book recently too, and it's phenomenal. Yeah.
And I know Neil deGrasse Tyson actually gave it his seal of approval because the science they used in it was so good. Like they actually did their homework when they wrote that movie. So that very plausible, somebody could live on Mars.
Yes.
Under those circumstances.
I mean, they're in the kind of in the process of trying to figure that out right now too.
True. Yeah, and yeah, like if they take from the private sector, I will 100% go day fucking one. Like, sign my ass up right now.
Mm-hmm.
But they won't. They're gonna take people who have been, working as scientists or engineers or.
Oh yeah, for sure. Get it set up and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't see the private sector being a part of that almost ever. Like we're going to be the one, like the movie Elysium.
Yeah.
All the rich and awesome people are up on Mars.
Could you imagine the immigration policy? Like, okay, we're going to build an asteroid wall. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna be brilliant. It's gonna be amazing. Just you wait.
We're gonna have freaking laser beams.
I tell you what, the guy who designed this wall, he just did such an amazing job. Let me tell you.
Then I fired him.
That's actually the first time I've ever done a Trump impression. Tell me how it went.
That was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I like it.
Right on.
So if you manage to make it from Mars back to Earth, though, make sure you go to California and they'll give you free healthcare.
Yes.
Hey, I'm okay with free healthcare. Like it's been working for the rest of the world. It could work for us too if we all just try.
But do you know how it works?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't ever get sick. I mean, even when I do, I just tough it out. I rarely go to the hospital, so.
But you've had elbow surgery.
I've had one
and blood clot stuff.
Yeah, that's true. And I've not been on my blood clot medication for a while now, so I'm living on the edge.
I'm saying, if I wake up tomorrow and you're dead, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh God, I can't believe of all the things that we used to say to each other when we were kids, that's the one that stuck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit.
Love it.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing. I mean, if free is never free, and I guess I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Somebody's paying for it.
I mean, like I said, I think make it like a tax, where everyone
It is a tax.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
how
like
We have
as long
Medicaid.
as long as it's being used for what it's supposed to, if everybody pays their fair share, then it could work. But I could see, corporate cats dipping their hands in and
Oh no, not.
insurance messing things up for everybody too.
Oh, that's the thing. That's the thing about free, like free healthcare is it's all government regulated. So there is no private insurance companies or anything
Oh.
like that. And I've dealt with free healthcare before.
Mhm.
Being in the army and all. Fuck
Mhm.
that. If you don't want someone to care about you, your feelings, or your actual individual body, then yeah, go ahead. But
Right on. Yeah, I mean, I guess in theory it sounds great, but
oh, great.
the actual execution and the way people just are when it comes to doing anything for free for somebody else, yeah,
Yeah.
like I could see the drawbacks to it. Like we're just not ready.
No, I'm not even ready. It doesn't work. We've had years and years of, and this is what I hate about this kind of stuff is it doesn't get talked about a lot. But let's talk about like Stalin and let's talk about like Lenin and Mao. That it didn't work out.
Right.
I mean, none of that stuff. And they always talk about, well, the Nordic countries, we pay for half their shit anyways. So, I mean, is it really free?
Right.
True.
And I
Yeah, it
honestly
does.
don't want the government telling me what video game I can and can't play.
I don't want the government telling me anything, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like,
I mean, I'm not going to be a lapdog, and that's what that kind of life is.
mhm. Yeah, I don't want the government telling me anything, to be honest. Like, I just want to do what I want to do.
You know what's funny is on our I found this out recently on our first American coin that we had
Mhm.
on the face of it it says mind your business.
Really?
Like
Wow.
that's what we were set up on, and if we could do that nowadays, we would have none of this
That would be
controversy.
fucking great. Mind your own
Yeah.
business.
Mind your own business.
That's fucking awesome. I like that.
That's the USA. That if people want to really make America great again, that's the kind of life. But no one wants to work for it.
Yeah.
So.
Hashtag mind your own business. I'm a firm
Dude,
believer in
yes.
to each their own. Like that's something I've always
Right.
kind of been about, to each their own, as long as you're not like physically hurting anybody or any of that. So yeah, I mean, do whatever you want to do. Just don't hurt somebody else in the process.
Yeah.
True.
And that's where that's where or why I guess the laws that we have are in place is because
not everybody
yeah,
do what they want to do without
follow.
hurting. Yeah.
There's no walls? Well, yes, I'm gonna run to every house in my neighborhood and rob them.
It's going to turn into The Purge. That's exactly what it's going to be. Like,
yeah,
that's the first thing people think of. Oh, what? All crime is legal? Murder. Like,
I'm stealing TVs.
Nope, murder. Like that's the
ridiculous.
First thing they think of. I am killing everyone.
Yeah, it's sad, really.
Yep, yeah, it is. That's the one desire that people want. Murder.
Yeah.
I mean,
FBI
I
watch
imagine.
list. Way to go, Joe.
I didn't say I wanted to murder. I just said that's the first thing that people go to when they think all crime's legal. Like, they want to murder. Like, then in that case, everyone should be on the FBI crime list, which they probably already are.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, you know how we were talking at work about China's people taking down those facial recognition things?
Powers, yeah.
We have those in California, and I think 27 lawmakers were going to be indicted because the facial recognition thought they were felons.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Sure works, doesn't it? Jesus Christ.
There's only like, I was actually having this conversation with somebody the other day. there are only so many faces. Like,
True.
you know, how many people have you met and been like, dude, you look so much like this other guy I know, or, you know, you look so much like this celebrity. There's only so many faces out there, you know, and only slight variations between those faces. So facial recognition to me seems very flawless, or full of flaw, rather, I should say. Not flawless.
It's fucking
Sorry.
foolproof. Just go with it.
Yeah, it is. It
That's
is
the
not
mentality,
flawless.
unfortunately.
That's where I was going. Yeah, it is not flawless. It is full of flaw. Yeah, I just don't see it working. Like, there are no one face is completely unique unless you fucking like burnt that face or scarred it in some way to make it, you know, 100% unique. Put a tattoo on it or something.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like saying that German Shepherd doesn't look like that German Shepherd. I mean, they're going to they're the same species. They're
like,
canines.
all German Shepherds essentially look the same, you know, like,
right.
So there are so many people in the world, all of which come from certain bloodlines, you know, if you trace them all back, and those facial features carry over. Even if you have multiple bloodlines, like interbreeding, there's still facial features that are going to carry over, and you end up with people that look like other people. That's why the Keanu Reeves memes where he's a time traveler. You know, there's so many different people in time that look like fucking Keanu Reeves or Nicolas Cage or, you know, all that. Like, it's because there's only so many faces.
Oh my god, could you imagine if you look like Nicolas Cage?
I don't want to look like Nicolas Cage.
Fucking shoot myself.
You know that meme of him where he makes that crazy face? I would just make that face all the time if I look like Nicolas Cage.
You kind of can make that face though. Like, you do that face pretty good. That one picture you texted me.
Yeah, the picture that I want you to make for the banner. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very Nicolas Cage meme face.
Oh, that's great.
I like it.
I used to do that when I was younger. If I was a passenger in somebody's car, we'd pull up at a stoplight or an intersection or something. And I would just be making that face, staring off into the distance, and the person next to me would like see it. Oh, it's the best.
I remember that time we stood out on the corner in front of your old house and did that to cars passing by.
Yes.
We were bored kids.
We had imagination.
Not very good ones.
That's debatable.
But they were imaginations nonetheless.
That's right.
Good times. Okay, I got something I want to ask you guys your opinions on. I was only privy to this today because I was driving around and I saw a billboard for it. Basically, the billboard was about how fire stations are creating these baby drop-offs, like where people can just go and drop off their baby with no consequences to the fire department.
None of that makes sense.
Like,
what does the fire department
like that's
have
a
to
thing
do?
in big cities? Well, I mean, you always know like the story of, oh, we can't take care of this baby, and they just leave it on the front doorstep of the fire department or a church.
I've heard about the churches, but never a fire department. You know, like I was blown away at this. Like, I was speechless for a solid 5 minutes, and my wife was telling me about, oh yeah, they've already started doing this, and you know, such and such place, and it's for, you know, people who are basically crackheads, drug addicts who can't take care of their kids. They can go and drop their baby off and no questions asked. And I can see the good points of it. Very few, you know, at least that kid is not in a hard situation anymore, being raised by an unfit mother. But then at the same time, you're taking accountability out of the equation. You are allowing these people to continue their drug-addled lives without any consequence. Right. You know, and again, I'm a to each their own, so long as you're not hurting anybody type guy, but that type of behavior is hurting somebody.
Yeah.
You know, so
I wonder how bad it got for some fucking person to be like, hey, let's just, you know what, just drop your kid off to us. We're tired of picking up dead bodies out of the street, dead kids out of the street. Just bring them in.
Yeah, like that. And
we
they're
have
putting
a-
billboards up about it, you know, like
God.
advertising this shit. And it's
Bring your
weird
kids.
to me. All I can picture is like little babies crawling around the fire station with fireman hats on. You know?
That's awesome.
That's going to be the next family-friendly movie, Firehouse Baby, coming out next fall.
I mean, that kind of sucks though, because they're gonna. What do they do with them? Do they take them to child, CPS?
I think so. I think they're partnered with some organization.
Why wouldn't
where-
CPS do that? Why do they?
Yeah,
we got
that's
fires. So what the hell?
well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I guess the logic behind it is
Fuck on.
firehouses are government type buildings. You know, like
Yeah.
what weirds me out is they actually have little tiny facilities to put the baby in. You know, it's like a
Oh, it's like the mail drop. I think I've seen that in a movie.
Yeah, it's like a little mail drop. You just lift the hatch, push the baby in, close it, and walk away. like that's it's like a video drop off at a video store or something. You know, like
Done with your baby? Return him.
Yeah. Like, oh, this baby's no fun anymore.
I tried it out. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I was just kidding.
I mean,
Leaving it
that's
1 star on Yelp. You know, like,
that's gonna kill Planned Parenthood. I mean, you don't have to fucking pay for an abortion anymore. You just drop your kid off.
yeah, you know, like that is just such a weird thing to me that is something that is going to become widely accepted. The fact that there are fucking billboards for it. It does not seem like something that should be fucking advertised, you know, like that is not something that we should support. We should be out there saying, hey, don't be a fucking crack baby maker. Let's, you know, get off the crack and be a good mom. You know, like I don't know.
My comment earlier on the whole, F God thing. Why did they partner with them? Why couldn't they have partnered with the church? That would have brought, their community together and kind of honestly guilt trip the
unfit parent. Yeah. I don't know, man.
But then again, there's always somebody at a fire station. The priest gets a ring, an alert because the drop box was opened.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the fireman that stepped out to have a cigarette or hit his vape, saw the unfit parent dropping a baby off, like, damn, can't make eye contact.
Don't look at him. Don't look at him.
Like, yeah.
Are they gone?
Walks into the fire chief. Damn it, boss, we got another one. And the billboard shows a picture of a fireman in his full gear holding a little baby in his arms. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not sure how I feel about this whole organization. This whole thing. Like, I could see the good points of it. I can. It's not like I'm 100% against it, but I feel like it's something that could be taken advantage of. The whole no accountability, no shame, no judgment thing that they're advertising with it. There should be some fucking judgment. If you're going to go and pass your kid off on the steps of a damn firehouse, then yeah, you need a little bit of judgment. Like, because judgment can be a good thing. It'll make people get up off their asses and try to better themselves. But I don't know. That's my opinion. Tell us what you think in the comments.
Yeah.
How do you feel about firehouse babies?
It's kind of like the drug crisis that we got going on now. I mean, they've got places to where you can either get free, well, not free. I'm sure somehow it is paid for the stuff they put you on if you're addicted to something. Methadone. Yeah, they got these methadone clinics. They got places to where you can shoot up and they give you needles. That's just enabling it.
Yeah.
If we face the problem, then we won't have fire babies. We won't have methadone clinics.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, that's something that seems to be taken advantage of. And my wife just commented to me, seems like something that will lead to laws of birth regulation, only 2 children per family kind of thing. True. And I could see that, if people do start taking advantage of it, I could see the government trying to step in, like, hey, we got too many firehouse babies, so now we got to put a lock on you. Like, application process for birth,
Right.
which
Kind of like
hey,
China.
that could end up being a good thing too, though. I don't know. I don't necessarily say the merits of that because stupid people shouldn't breed. So
go around like if you've had too many, they just go around and like just sodomize and completely take out organs and stuff.
You're coming with us. She'll be back in a week.
Yep, you have too many. You have been deemed unfit. Yeah, we're going to sell your kids out for parts.
Damn.
Yeah.
Black market babies. Whoa. So who wants to go to Mars and start over?
Yeah, that's why I say 100% on board right here.
God.
No firehouse black market babies. Yeah. No
that
drug
sentence. Oh my God.
I was just shocked when I was reading the billboard. I almost wrote a little bit, dude, when I seen that. I was like, is that actually a fucking thing? Yes, it is. It's a great fucking decade we live in right now. Anyway, let's move on to something a little more light.
Yes.
Travis, what's next? Yeah, what's next on the list there, bud?
I'm hitting my vape. Give me a second. Lighter note here. So I'm seeing a lot of games do this here recently. Either their game will be cheaper or free, and you're just paying for cosmetics or a battle pass kind of thing. Should we keep going on this path? I think honestly we should eliminate battle passes altogether, but or pay for the $60 game, but you're still having to pay for cosmetics and DLCs and all that good stuff. So I guess what my question is, should we go for this free-esque quotation marks here kind of game with cosmetics and maybe a battle pass, or do we still pay the $60 we've been paying and then pay for DLC, because these free games are giving out free DLC now?
Yes.
Yeah, and the free games are getting better. Like if this was a question you asked 5 years ago, I would say no free games. Like they're garbage. But the last couple of years, free games have gotten so much better. Like case in point, that Splitgate Arena Warfare that we downloaded on Steam and started playing. That is a fun fucking game. Then it's very well made, fast paced, got great gunplay, like it's smooth, so much fun, and it's 100% free. And the only purchases that you can make are for cosmetics.
Right.
So
how
go ahead.
Sorry, I was just say, I guess how I feel about that is like, yeah, like if it's free, that's amazing, and the game is incredible. I will spend money to support the developers.
Right.
Like if I'm enjoying the game that much, yeah, I'm gonna spend money on it. But at the same time, you've got all these big AAA titles that are gonna, $60 brand new. If it's a series that I've been playing for years and that I love, I'm gonna buy the new one, obviously. I think a lot of the free games more recently are BRs, the Battle Royale explosion, although I think is kind of starting to die a little bit.
Yeah.
But
It definitely dying down.
I'll spend money on cosmetics if I like the game enough and I want to support the developers. I have no issue with that. Free game or a $60 title.
True. I feel like a lot of times when the big AAA companies do it, it's a cash grab. A case in point, EA with the Battlefronts. Like that was a play to win system. They were actually being looked at, by higher authorities because it was technically considered like gambling or, like theft.
Yeah, EA released a statement, actually, I read yesterday, I think, where they got into a huge thing with the paid or the loot boxes or whatever, and they said that it got to the point where they had dug themselves into a hole.
Yeah.
Essentially, they didn't handle it right.
Yeah, and they didn't. It was a cash grab. They were just trying to milk as much as they possibly could out of gamers. And when you have something like that, the trouble is it can be addicting. Like games, like mobile games especially, they are set up in a way to get you addicted to doing certain things. And that's why you end up spending hundreds of dollars without realizing, because, I was actually kind of a victim to that recently with that South Park Phone Destroyer. Such a fun game. I ended up dropping $60 on this game over the course of like 2 weeks.
Okay, Joe, let's take a minute here and let's talk about your problem. We're here for you.
I entered rehab. I've not spent any more money. I'm done doing that. Because I realized how bad the game really was unless you're spending money on it, and that kind of hell out of me. So I just kind of stopped playing it. So but yeah, like the microtransaction thing, as long as it's just for cosmetics, I'm okay with it, because there's no uneven playing fields. You're not playing to win. I don't mind, like John said, I don't mind supporting a company, giving them a little extra money, so they can keep doing what they do by buying these cosmetic purchases. I just, I don't want pay to win.
Yeah.
And I've always been one, like, even further with just DLC in a game. There's some people that complain saying that they don't want to buy DLC because they already bought the game and it should already be included in the game. I don't mind paying a little extra to extend that gaming experience, so long as that DLC is worth it. I don't want to spend $20 extra on DLC that I'm going to have finished in less than 3 hours. I feel a good company that actually does DLC right would be Bethesda. I know we always end up going back to Bethesda, but their DLCs are always very, very. They pack side missions, main missions, new outfits, armors, weapons, spells, so on. Like, you get a lot of stuff in those DLCs. Yeah. And it is very worth it. But then there are other games that fall short. Like, I feel like Mass Effect released a couple of DLCs that were just like, They had day one DLC with Mass Effect 3 that pissed a lot of fans off. Like, why am I paying an extra $10 the day the game comes out to get this stuff when it should already be included in the game?
Right.
Yeah, that's BioWare makes me sad. They have a lot of their top guys leaving the company.
Yeah, they've made a lot of bad choices, and it comes down to that DLC and
it's sad as
not treating their fans right.
Yeah, it's such a good trilogy, and the company just unfortunately went downhill after Anthem. I mean, Anthem was just Anthem's gonna Anthem.
I feel like Mass Effect Andromeda was actually a good start to that. I know it wasn't 100% BioWare, but still.
Yeah, I don't consider that as a part of the Mass Effect trilogy at all.
No, not at all. You do not canon. I don't even accept it as actually existing.
Right. I played
I'm not even
few
sure
hours
it actually
of it,
came out.
And that was it. It's not Mass Effect.
Not even a little bit. Could have been good if they would have just called it something else. Space Explorer 2088. Whatever. Like a future miner. Because that's basically all you were doing. But
I got pretty upset with Destiny's quote unquote paywall. I mean, you couldn't even play. So let's say we're playing multiplayer, and we've been playing it since the game came out, but this new DLC comes out. Oh well, John has a little bit more money to throw around, so he buys it, and me and Joe got to wait a week.
Mm-hmm.
John's no longer playing with us. He's playing with a whole different group of people, and we can't even play the
Yeah.
multiplayer because we got hit with that paywall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like segregating the players off into little mini gaming classes.
Right.
How are you gonna have upper class, middle class, lower class in the gaming universe? You know, like that's meta as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Destiny or Bungie rather, they did make a good turnaround on that whole thing. But yeah, that was ridiculous in the first place. Well, they're not partnered with Activision anymore now either, so
Yeah,
Well, they did it for Destiny 2 as well. I was pretty upset with that.
yeah, they did. Yeah, they've recently
Oh yeah, with their
split with
whole
Activision, so yeah, they are their own you know, their own thing now, so
yeah. I feel like it's these big companies that are really making these bad decisions that are killing these franchises. You know, EA, Activision, they make these choices, and it's purely about money, and that's what ends up fucking it. You know, like gamers will buy a game that's good. They will keep playing a game that is good, and they will keep paying for a game that is good as long as it is reasonable. And that's these big triple A companies are just raping their consumer.
yeah.
Like they want too much, and gamers are smart. They'll put up with it for a little while, but once they see what the game is, you know, what game the companies are playing at, they're gonna stop.
I mean, look, I know you don't like it too much, Joe, but look at what Ubisoft did with Rainbow Six Siege. I mean, that game's how old?
Yeah, like 6, 7 years old now, and they still have a thriving fan base. They have treated the DLC well. Yes, it has in-game purchases, but it's all cosmetic. And when they release DLC, they give it to the entire community for free. Once you
Yeah.
bought the game or the premium edition of the game, you get everything. And they are still releasing stuff. Like they're coming up with new stuff to release that they didn't even let people know about previously. So like that is a great way to look at it. Ubisoft, at least with the Rainbow Six Siege, made a great choice with their DLC, and other companies should look at that and follow suit.
Yeah,
100%.
they've done a great job. Even Assassin's Creed Odyssey is still doing really well. Actually, they're just released some more DLC for that game. That
Yeah, I've seen
Ubisoft
that.
was definitely doing something right for sure.
And see, they're a company that learned from their mistakes. They've had a lot of fails in the past with some of their releases, like in the Tom Clancy franchises too. Like I remember Future Soldier having a lot of turmoil. It got pushed back something like 4 times. A lot of the fan base had given up on it by the time it actually released. When it released, it was a good game. It had a few glitches here and there, but ultimately it was a solid game. But the fan base had given up on it before it even released. So that's what killed it. Them being pushed back so many times made the fans say, well, this game's never coming out, fuck it. Or this game's going to be garbage by the time it does come out. So they just forgot about it. And, you know, Ubisoft is a company that learns from those mistakes, and they are starting to turn it around. I'm actually excited about that. I've had a bit of a roller coaster with Ubisoft. You know, I've loved them and hated them, but they always come back up to love again. So right now they're on the up, and hopefully they stay up there for.
Yep.
I dig it. I dig it.
Take a page from their book.
Yeah, definitely. And Bethesda, as much as I love them, they're on a downer, starting to come back up, like with that fix for their Fallout 76. You know, bringing the NPCs back, making it feel more like playing the old school Fallouts, or not old school Fallouts, but you know, Fallout 3, New Vegas. It's starting to feel a lot more like those experiences. And they did the same thing with ESO when it first dropped. Elder Scrolls Online did not.
God, it was rough.
Yeah, and it did not feel enough like playing Elder Scrolls. You know, it was a complete genre shift. But now you go back and play it with the updates that they've made, the DLC they've added, it feels a lot more like playing Elder Scrolls. And, you know, it's brought back some fans that were very skeptical in the beginning. And in doing so has extended the life of the game. ESO is one that could have very easily dropped and faded away after a couple of years, but it's still holding strong.
Yeah, when I first played it, I was like, "Oh my god, this dated RuneScape."
Right. Yeah, it just did not feel like ESO at all. It didn't even look like the Elder Scrolls. So
They just had a MMO. They had the Elder Scrolls skin on a MMO, which if you like MMOs, that's fine.
yeah,
That's an expectation thing too. Like the same thing with Fallout 76 is you go into Fallout 76 or ESO expecting Fallout or Elder Scrolls, and it's not that. They're gonna have to change it a bit to fit that MMO standard, I suppose. But yeah, that's what I guess I see that happening with when you take a game like Fallout or Elder Scrolls and you make an MMO out of it. It's gonna be hard to sell that because people are so used to the default Fallouts and Elder Scrolls.
And I almost say more so that gaming companies need to understand that, and whenever they get backlash, not to be like, "Oh, what? It's your expectations. It's your fault."
Right.
Like, no, this is what we were expecting. We wanted to see what you guys were going to do with it, and it didn't turn out the way we like it. We are the consumer.
Yeah.
So where's my money?
Right.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. Sorry, didn't mean to cough.
Better apologize.
That's right.
I did. Yeah, especially when you're doing a genre shift, if you're taking one type of game that people are used to playing for years now, and then switching it over to a different genre, you still have to keep elements of the original format. Like you can't completely alienate your original fan base just for the sake of trying to gain a new one. You want to try to merge those elements. So
yeah,
and that's something they just failed at.
Yeah,
they have learned, and they're fixing it accordingly, which is awesome. So that rekindles my love for the company, and my faith in them has been lifted. So they have learned from it, but there are games and companies that haven't, and they have completely.
Yeah, there's ambitious away, and then there's arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if Bethesda was going to make Fallout into an MMO, they should have created an entirely new IP and made an MMO out of that. People would have loved that. Yeah, you don't take a pre-existing property and then make that into something completely different, because you are alienating the fans of that series.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Right on. Well, it sounds like we've reached a good stopping point. I'd like to thank everybody that came to spend some time with us tonight, wasted a little time with us. Everybody on Twitch, everybody on YouTube. Soon we will be starting a Patreon account, so we will have that to look forward to. Anybody that enjoys wasting time can maybe waste a little bit of money on it too.
If you'd like to support us in a more personal way.
Yes.
How personal are we talking? Because I got a job, I got life. I don't know how personal I can get with some people, but
you'll have to wait until you see the tears.
Yes, somebody might win that special lunch.
That'd be awesome.
A day out with your favorite host. That's kind of cool. Lunch with your favorite host of your choice.
What do you guys think? Let us know.
Yeah, what are some prizes you would like to see in our Patreon tiers? There you go. So, yeah, thanks again for stopping through, and we look forward to hearing your comments on our next segment. So,
oh, and last thing, do not forget to leave a like, spend a little bit of time in the comments section, and punch that bell notification right in the face.
Right in the face.
In the
face. from all of us here at Wasting Time, love ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.